Look where I am. Alaska. And I'm on a horse. Hey! We're horsing around with Eivin Kilcher. How cool is that? Stick around. Whoa, you gotta learn how to steer.
Yeah.
I'm talking too much.
Yes.
Whoa, whoa.
Hey. I'm on my way over to our Airbnb right now. I'll go meet up with Zach. We're gonna see what else we can get up to on the homestead. All right, here we are. This is our Airbnb. Even I have here, which when Zach came up, I was like, I got the perfect place for you to stay. So that's pretty exciting. I'm gonna try to get him out on the homestead today. We're gonna go do some horse riding, kind of give him the whole tour of the homestead via horseback, because he's never been on a horse before, so that should be pretty fun.
Well, golly, what brings you to Alaska, Zach?
Oh, just coming to visit you guys and catch a fish. And we did. We caught one.
Really?
We didn't catch the big one, but we did catch a cool one, a nice halibut, and we printed one for you. Ivan and I did this morning.
Oh, holy mackerel.
And stamped it, so now you got a, no, it's a halibut.
Holy halibut.
Oh, holy halibut.
Yeah.
So you got a stamp?
Yeah, so that says Fowler, and then it's Psalm 91, 3-4. It's beware the snare of the fowler.
Okay.
Because it's my name, you know, like it's actually in the Bible, but fowler meaning there that it's a bird snare.
So wow.
There you go. And I'll give it to you now, but maybe Ivan, when he goes to frame his up that we made for him, he can make you a nice frame and throw it on the wall. Because that was the one that he caught. We ate the one that I caught already. And
yours
stuff,
was
but
way bigger.
No,
right?
no.
It wouldn't have fit on the paper.
It was the same size. We could not seem to get on the big ones. You know, they were just not having it. We tried and tried for 3 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 days and just nothing doing. So we'll just have to come back.
Well,
Try again.
The good news is you didn't have me along.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have caught a fish.
No, you're not.
No, I'm fisherman bad luck, man.
Really?
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we'll treasure that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the calves come in here, they just start bouncing around because it's a little frolic place that's not all goofed up.
Talking to the cows. That's what growing up in Vermont gets you.
Oh, he's lost it now.
When I was a kid, I asked my older brother Levi, I said, why is that one cow trying to climb on top of all the other cows? And he goes, Ivan, don't be stupid, so he can see better. Don't be stupid, so he can see better.
Talk about stupid. You'd be stupid if you were to miss out on Makery's brand new Home Power 3000 Makery Power Pack coming out May 15th. There's a very special live stream on May 15th where they're going to be doing a whole bunch of giveaways. So you can check that out, linked in the description below, or I'll be doing a community post if you're watching this just before May 15th. Let's unbox it and see what's new about the Makery Home Power 3000. Unlimited power! Alright, first thing I see different is the stuff is on the side here. Makes it a little bit more accessible. It's got the usual amount of 4 outlets, USB, USB-Cs, 2 of each of those, and a DC 12 volt 10 amp. And if we plug this in right now, I bet you this thing will charge up in less than 2 hours. 1.8 hours to charge 3000 watt power pack to 100% full. And you could have solar panels and be playing around with this off grid. Should the grid go down, power go out, 3000 watts is more than enough to be able to run a fridge, run some power tools. It also seems a little bit more compact and lighter than their last 3000. I'm liking it already, can't wait to have some more adventures with it. Check out the Home Power 3000 linked in the description below. And don't forget to show up May 15th for the release day live stream and big giveaway that Makery is doing. I'll put a link in the description that day, as well as on all my social media platforms with a little post about it. And I think it's time for me to get back to Alaska.
You know, you do ask yourself, why in the hell am I doing this when it's busy and you're just totally overwhelmed and the things are going wrong, and then the calves and fresh calves come out, the sun comes out. When I first got my own herd of cows, I think we paid $1,000 for it. And we hired the Nanook, which I have now, to go get them. And it was miserable, it was brutal, it was difficult, it was 2 days of just work, day and night. 15-degree weather, just horrible weather. As we're puttering along through the night, and there's the night sky, the northern lights came out, and the propeller wash had that iridescent glow behind it. It was just like super magical. And then we arrived at the spit right at dawn, unloaded them, chased them all the way up the beach to the homestead. In my mind, it took this long to tell the story, but the memory is just this little shot, which if you stretch it out and describe it, it turns into a bit of a story. So Zach, this is a work in progress. Forgive homestead style.
Oh, and this is the upstairs view. What a view. He's been nice enough to give me a tour, and he's going to be doing a tour of video on his channel. I'll put that linked in the description below. So we're not going to show you the inside right now. If you want to see that, when he puts out his video this spring, you can check it out there on his channel.
We look forward to that, and it'd be fun to collaborate on that, or just, you know, I really appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
And I just love, people ask why it's not done. The house ain't done. It's like, you know, it's a work of art, and it's taken its shape, and I just cherish and love every moment. And, you know, showing it this year to somebody new, showing it to somebody else next year, and just the appreciation that I have, and sharing the appreciation for this work in progress is what it's all about. Because in truth, you know, life's never done completely.
Well, if this is your living room, like, why spend any time inside? Like, I mean, that's what I love. Oh, like I said that before about being at my tiny house. I just,
well, that's
like the
that's
outside.
actually a lot of what Alaska's about, you know. People come here now and have a big cabin, but a little cabin, and then everything is at your doorstep.
That's where we were yesterday. All the way out there, up and down, all over the place, looking for every hole and spot we could to find that halibut. There's more.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
There's more.
Let's go ahead and push that open.
From the bottom? Oh, no, from the top.
It'll stay on this road.
Oh my goodness. He's got more up here. Look, there's another walkway. That's nice. You can go over and service your chimney, check on the roof, keep an eye on it. Still a little bit of snow up here. And
oh yeah.
beautiful. I've said this before. I wanted to do this on the back side of my roof so I could go all the way up, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You never know when you need to just be up there on the roof and throw water balloons at the kids that are walking by, something, you know. You don't have many kids walking by here, but you got cows.
These are stinging nettles, which are, they sting you. And, you know, but
man, they're the best greens, aren't they?
They're the best spring greens. They're so good.
Yeah.
My hands are thick enough, too, that they don't bother me too much. Some people say that the sting actually helps with arthritis, too, so... Yeah. As I get older, I kind of care less about the stings, but I remember as a kid, it was the worst thing in the world getting stung by them. So we're going to pick some of these and add them to our fish for lunch.
And the thing is like, you know, you don't have to worry about it. You just steam them and you eat them. You know, they're not, the sting goes away.
Yeah.
So people that have touched them and they're like, the sting, and you're all afraid of it, this is one of the best tasting greens, like better than spinach, better than cow parsnip. Which is gross.
Which is horrible. This is my grandfather's house. His door, you know, this is the house. The little door to the cabin. And there was always a blanket over it in the wintertime, you know, to keep the draft from coming in. 6 girls and 2 boys. Kind of shared that room there. And then there's another room around the back where my grandmother and grandfather lived.
What? 6
girls
and 2 boys?
Yeah. But you know, there's such an age span there that it's like...
Oh, they weren't all...
and then the barn got built and some of them moved over into the barn. Yeah. You know, the barn was built as a barn and then it got turned into another like kind of living space and stuff like that. But when I was a kid, there was twice as many rifles hanging up there. And, you know, some things that Yule collected here. He was a state senator and he was a part of the State of Alaska Constitution Convention. When Alaska became one of the 50 states in America, he helped write the Alaska Constitution. Kind of a friend to JFK, and this is my cousin. This is one of her books, Cousin Jewel. But yeah.
So you guys keep this more like a museum these days?
Yeah, it's kind of a museum, or when people come, family comes and we need, you know, places for people to stay, they'll stay back. There's a couple rooms in the back, and you know, people stay in there. But here's a picture of my grandpa's. You know, this is very much how I remember him. He had a thick Swiss accent, you know, and he was always making sourdough bread in this pan in the oven, you know, like every couple days. There's always sourdough bread, and anyone was welcome to come visit him, talk to him. He loved to play chess, give people sourdough bread, and there was always people coming through from all over the world.
Here we are at Eivins.
We're gonna go look at the horses, see if we can't convince some of them to go for a ride today.
Hello.
I'm gonna open my gate here.
Go for it.
So I built this door, and I filmed a short for YouTube about this door, and it did really well. It got a lot of views, but so many people were like, what if the door falls on you? And so this is actually what I have. This is how I keep the door from falling on you. It's super
Just in
low-tech.
case.
Just in case, because if a few of the cables break, it's gonna come down. So that's pretty low tech.
There you go.
There we go.
Bob's your uncle. Oh, because it doesn't have the springs, you just got an old set of different things and made it yourself.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
see, so technically, this winch, and if the cable broke that's from that winch onto the big drum, the
It
whole
could
thing could come
unspool.
down. It could unspool.
Yeah.
But the door is picked up on 3 separate ones, so there's some redundancy there.
This will be my first time on a horse
Cool.
outside of since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And that was terrifying because I couldn't barely fit my legs over top of the thing, and they're like, yeah, we'll just hold on to the reins and walk along. I just felt like I was on top of a horse that I could fall like 100 miles to the ground as a kid.
Yeah, they're
You know,
good.
did not enjoy it at all.
Whoa! Go fast, go fast!
But I'm really excited about it this time.
So this is Violet.
Hi.
This horse was given to Eve on Alaska to Last Frontier. Gosh, like she's probably 6 years old now. 6 years ago, and she is our best horse currently, the most friendly, but she's still a little bit feisty. And then you're gonna be riding Sundown, which
I fell in love with Sundown the first time I saw
is the older red mare there, who's a great horse too. She's not like, this horse is still young enough where she's spunky and she wants to chase cows, and but she also takes a lot more convincing to do something, whereas Sundown is just like, she's not going to be the cow chasing horse. She's not going to be the one you take as an athlete. She's going to be the one that's like, are we really going on a ride? Okay. It's not worth their time and energy to try to buck
To
Zach off
fight.
today.
Yeah. All right, moment of truth.
Moment of truth.
Now, will these boots even work?
Well, let's see. Get your foot in there.
Can it go all? Yeah, you're not gonna be able to pop out though, right? Or is
It'll
that
be
bad?
okay. It'll be okay.
That doesn't matter. I don't need to pop out.
You'll be okay. We'll check it out here in a minute anyways. Right now we're just checking stirrup lengths for you. I think they'll work. We'll try it. If I have to change something up.
If it feels,
I've
I mean, I
actually
have
got
no idea
some-
what I'm doing, so you could just be telling me I'm all good to go. You're good.
You're good.
You're good. I just put you on my most wily horse. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Now you got your 6 gun? In case we got to shoot bears or
Oh
something?
God, I should have loaned you my hog leg, man. That'd have been it.
Oh, you
There
do?
we go. I'm ready.
You're ready.
I got my
In case
6 gun.
In case we run into a bear, you're gonna have to hit him in both eyes to blind him.
Yeah, both eyes at the same time to stop it.
Or rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire. I can
Yeah.
see if she.
Woo, baby.
Yeah.
She'll be okay.
So it's not gonna bother you, is it? That's all right.
It's all right.
That's all right.
It's all
That's
about
nothing.
talking to him,
That's nothing.
petting him on the neck.
Nothing. Next time I'll tell you to brace for it.
Boy, first moose I shot off a horse, I was so stupid. She was real quiet. She was looking at the moose. I shot right over her ears, got the moose, and the horse jumped about 10 feet sideways, and I was on the ground. Poor horse. She never trusted me anymore when after that ever. When I'd go, shh, she'd fidget. She'd get nervous.
Just because she didn't know you were gonna.
Yeah, he never shot off her before. You know, horses that are gun trained, I mean, that's a whole thing.
That's a
Like,
different thing entirely.
It's a different thing where you have trained, like the horses for movies where they're shooting and stuff like that. Those horses have spent thousands of hours of training towards working up to the point where they don't freak out. But even still, I think it'd be hard on their ears. Those
Oh, my
old
God.
westerns.
They can hear something a mile away, and you get a muzzle blast right over your head.
Yeah.
Maybe their eardrums inside are stronger too, hopefully.
Hopefully.
All right, let's
Yeah.
see if I can get off without making a fool of myself too.
Gravity has its way of helping.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Not bad.
I'm ready.
You're ready to go.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be a natural because I watched a lot of Westerns when I was a kid.
We jump off, land on the back of the horse, yell yee-haw, and ride off.
So, no worries. I'm gonna, there's that whole thing, you just riding. I got it, no worries.
Get the coffin ready.
All right, I'm gonna shoot the little stick over there. Sound good? I'm gonna shoot the stick. It's okay. It's okay. Just like a fly. Just imagine you get fly swatted with your tail. It's annoying, right? We got our water bottle, slingshot ammo. We're ready to go. We're ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Oh my. Apparently my glove thingies here double as brush hair removers.
Ready to go on a horse adventure?
Let's do it.
All right, I'll help you get on there and kind of give you a little bit of instruction.
Give me a shove on my rump there.
I think you got that. I think you got that.
All right.
Okay, so these horses are Western trained, and so they do what's called neck reining. It's so you can ride, you hold the reins with one hand.
Okay.
And so you're holding them with one hand and you steer them by taking both of them and directing them in the direction you want them to go.
So I'm not pulling the head.
You're holding them with one hand and you're just doing this. And see how she already started to turn. They're very sensitive to that, and see?
Okay.
And so once you like give her a little touch with your heels here, it doesn't take much, a clicking sound, and you do that and she'll just go right where you want her to go.
Okay. And to stop?
You pull back on both of them and you say, whoa.
Whoa. Good job. All right. Ready? Let's go. This way. There you go. Hey, we're a pro already.
All right. We're doing good.
I'm on a horse.
You're on a horse.
Woo!
You look good on a horse.
It looks good. It feels good. I mean, I haven't been on it for a whole day, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, saddle sore. We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, if I get saddle sore.
If you find out whether or not you got saddle sore. That horse's name is Sundown.
All right,
She's
Sundown.
She's the color of the sundown.
We are doing good, Sundown.
And this is Violet, also known as Violence.
Violence.
Yeah. She's not very violent at all. And then behind us we got Star, because she's got a star on her forehead.
Not a very creative name.
This is great.
Whoa, easy, easy. See, that's that frisky horse.
Yeah.
Sundown knew better than to freak out. She's just older and she's like, I'm not gonna freak out. But Violet is still younger and just still is a bit spunky herself.
Oh, this is a dream. My dad's gonna be so jealous. Oh yeah. Like just look at this, Dad. The mountains, just cruising along on a horse. Yeehaw. All right, we're gonna plink something. All right, I'm gonna shoot the slingshot. Ready?
Easy. Whoa, it's all right,
All right,
girls.
that's all right. That wasn't so bad, huh?
Wasn't so bad.
No, no. Well, we were able to shoot from the back of the horse. This is so awesome. I am gonna be, is saddle sore like the chafing, or is saddle sore the fact that I feel like I'm doing a split?
Yeah, it's more I feel like you're doing a split.
Okay, so I'm gonna be a little sore there.
The muscles in between your thighs will be really sore, you know, like as if you did the splits for
Too
a
long.
day. Yeah,
I'd have to practice my splits before I did a longer ride, huh?
yeah,
If I was doing multiple days through canyons and
yeah.
to go
It-
elk hunting in the back country.
I mean, it's just like anything else. If you rode a horse, the first week's gonna be horrible. The second week's gonna be not so bad. And by the third week, you're gonna be okay.
Oh, we haven't even been on very long. You should have told me to stretch my crotch out or something. It's stretched now to places, stretches it's never been before. Hasn't even been but like 30 minutes. I'm already like, holy cow. Ooh, look at that view. Huh? Oh my goodness. Hey, we made it. Oh, right there. Whoa. All right, we did it. Oh, all right. We did it. We did it. Yes, you did. Good job. Get some of this out for you. Look, I got you a treat. I got you a treat. Well, see, here's some hay. You want some too? You want some too? You want some too?
This is the fox cabin, which this is not the original fox cabin. The original fox cabin rotted into the ground many, many years ago, and we rebuilt it in our TV show, Alaska Last Frontier.
What is the fox cabin?
So the fox cabin is, we call it the fox cabin because it was originally a fox farmer's cabin, which fox farming is something that used to happen like 100 years ago. They actually used to farm foxes just for the furs. They'd raise them in pens, kill them, skin them, sell the furs. And that was done all over Alaska. And the original piece of land here was the fox cabin because it was owned by a fox farmer, and my grandfather bought the first like 40 acres from him, or 10 acres or whatever it was.
And from what you're saying, that's the ravine?
That's the ravine, yeah.
So that's the ravine. He came, when he first came here, he came up out of that ravine, maybe even right there.
Yeah.
And came up here and found this
cabin.
camp.
And it was a good cabin. At that point in time, it was a, maybe a 20, 30-year-old cabin or something like that. And he was like, wow, this is an amazing place. He fell in love with it, and no one was here.
I don't see why he would fall in love with a place like this. It's unreal.
He said it reminded him of Switzerland, but with the ocean.
Yeah.
With the mountains and stuff like
Nice.
that. When he first came here, he lived in this cabin. He traveled around, and he went and got his wife, Ruth. He had to marry her off the boat. That was kind of the term back then, because an unwed woman couldn't really just immigrate to America without family or something. And so you had to have proof that you were getting married. They lived in Anchorage for a period of time, and then they had they had 3 daughters, all within a little less than a year together. And so 3 girls, the first 3 girls, and my grandfather Ewell and my grandmother Ruth lived in basically a cabin this size for the first few years until they got the other cabin built.
She must have been quite the trooper.
She was an amazing woman.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, she was, in a lot of ways, she was the homesteader. Like, he was very much a visionary, and he had this vision and stuff like that, but he also had to make money to support the family, and he was gone a lot. And she was left here with the girls for months and months and months out of the year, just, surviving, essentially.
Yeah.
And so in a lot of ways, she was the actual real homesteader, and he was kind of this supportive role to a homesteader in a lot of ways. And he was here too, and he would do a lot of the building and the heavy lifting and everything like that, but then he would need to go make money too, and he would leave, and she was stuck here, and it was not an easy life.
I can imagine.
Let's go on inside. So you can tell that a lot of this is new, and there's some new stuff going on in here, and this is a more modern chinking in here. This is some foam, but we also went and did and practiced some older style here too, with some straw and clay, and we've been playing around with different straw clay mixtures, and you can tell this just straight clay is not holding up. It needs to be blended with straw, more straw, and then packed in there better.
Is this where we're gonna do our cooking?
The original wood stove. We can.
It looks like it's all set to go.
It's set to go.
It looks like we could do our cooking on it.
We probably should.
Yeah, how cool is this?
Yeah.
We come down here, we're gonna cook our fish that we caught during our adventure and printed and all that stuff, and now we're full circle.
Full circle.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
And we did it. And not too bad for a first adventure. We were hoping to get more for
Nice
you guys
job.
and stuff, right? But we did pretty good.
We did pretty good, and the most important part is I feel like we made some memories. We got to spend some time together, and yeah, this is an interesting one here.
The foot?
This ladder. And there's a foot. There's a foot carved there, and there's actually still, apparently that's the toenail polish that my aunts painted on there, like 65 or no more longer ago, probably almost 78 years ago.
Wow.
There's still fingernail polish.
No, wait. Why is there a foot on there?
My grandfather liked to carve stuff.
And it just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there ended up being a foot because he saw it in the wood.
Yeah.
Right? That's how I do it.
He
Like
saw it in the
you see
wood.
it in the wood and it happens.
And carved a foot. And apparently this is the original ladder too that he made. And it's been repaired. You can see here.
The original deck mate.
The original deck. Well, there's some.
No, there's original nails.
There's original nails, but some
Some reinforcement.
some reinforcements. This one.
Wait, so the kids
bent
would
over.
sleep up there?
The kids, 3 girls sleeping up there, and then my grandparents sleeping down here. This is not the original fox cabin, but it has attributes. Actually, the
door?
3 logs up here, those 3 logs are original.
But
The
some
door
of the door.
is original and repaired. The original logs up there too. So this here, we added this to it. It didn't originally have, well, it might have had it, but it would have just been a hole in the ground. But we built a little cold storage. So that's, in a way, that's a refrigerator or the potato storage, root cellar, just a space to be able to do that.
That's where you put the kids when they don't behave.
Yeah.
Mind your manners, kids.
Mind your man.
Yeah. It was serious business back then to misbehave. Didn't get away with it for long.
Yeah, but at least you had raw potatoes to eat.
Yeah. Now where's the damper? Is that the damper?
We're having to figure it out a little bit. I think it's been a hot minute since either one of us
Yeah,
lit a
since the
fire
old
and-
cabin, my dad and the deer hunting cabin and stuff.
Well, I used to help my grandpa start his stove back in the day, and he only burned coal in it, primarily coal with a little bit of wood. But we've got some coals in here. I always like these because they make it so easy to get a fire
Actually,
going.
yeah, that one is pretty good. Got the fire starter necklace. Got some of Eve's delicious kimchi that she made. You might notice it's a little yellow. She's got it with the turmeric. Recipes on her channel. Mayonnaise, some water, our fishes, haddock and pollock, butter, adobo for flavoring. Got some sprouts, which I use to hold the eggs, and 2 biscuits to make our fish sandwiches with. Dry first. Let the dry soak in. That'll help the wet to stick to it. Throw one of our eggs in there. A little bit of water instead of milk because we don't have any milk. All right, well, we're waiting for that to heat up. Target.
Ah,
Where do we put it?
where do we put it?
Yeah.
I think on one of those tree
Yes,
branches.
put it on the end of one of those branches. Or why don't you just go and put it on your head?
Yeah, and you can shoot it off my head?
Right after I told you I haven't been practicing as much as I used to.
We'll
Maybe
put it on
not.
the tree branch
Let's put it
first.
over there, and then you can put your camera pointing closer.
All right, we've got a target right here, eggshell, out the cabin door. Now this is something that actually I feel like my grandmother would have done, except she probably would have used the 410 or the 22 or something. But she probably would have taken a couple shots, not many, because ammo was expensive, just make sure her gun was sighted in, because she used to shoot spruce grouse and rabbits and hawks and owls and all kind of stuff. You could do that back in the day because they would kill your chickens and stuff. Probably first try. Oh,
Oh, way high.
oh, there it is.
Punched it.
Punched
Took
it.
a couple shots. I'm out of practice.
Nice. Good one.
We just toast up our biscuits just right on there. If they're just toasty, then they won't be grossy. There we go. Toast them up on all sides, nice and toasty. Start getting our pan warm. We get a little water in there and toss those nettles right in. Oop. I wouldn't even worry about it. Just toss it all in. We'll pick at it with our teeth.
Table weapons.
Table weapons, teeth. So when your grandfather first came here, what was Homer like then?
You know, it had a pretty good history, I think, of homesteading in this area already. I mean, I think originally, like there was a pretty good indigenous population that lived in some parts of this area, but it's called Kachemak Bay because apparently, as I've been told, Kachemak means smoky, and it was very smoky in this bay because the coal seams would light on fire and burn for eons, you know. And when my grandfather first came here, you know, it was a coal mining town that kind of, the coal wasn't ever a high enough quality for the coal to really be used effectively for the ships. And I think it was also starting to change at that point to not burning coal in ships so much and diesel engines and stuff like that. And so it kind of, the coal industry kind of dried up here, I think around like 1903. And he came in the late 30s, so it was a good period of time beyond the coal mining. And so there was still some homesteading going on in this area kind of before him, and he walked up the beach, you know, and then ended up finding this canyon and walked up the canyon and then found this cabin here with nobody here, and then he ended up writing to the owner and asking if he could buy that original piece of property, and that's what he bought, this, you know, small fox farming piece of property, whatever it was, and then started homesteading out from there, which homesteading was, you know, you submit a claim on a piece of property and prove and show that you have proved it up, you have improved it. by building fences or having livestock on it, farming it, and then you could apply for that land and then get it. And so that's how he ended up with about 640 acres by just continuing to improve up the land and getting more and more over time.
Here we go.
What about if
Our fish is done. It didn't really end up being a fried fish so much as a baked fishy thing, but that's okay because we're having it on buns. Fish. Yeah, kind of a fishy situation here. Kimchi, famous wadobo. Then the kimchi. A little bit of sprouts and pretty rustic for a nice rustic cabin. Yeah. Let's go out to eat. There's yours, sir. All right. Yeah. We got our food. We got our yummy meal and the beautiful scenery and the warm sun of spring.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Nailed it. The horses. That was so much fun. I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to the ride back. I am looking forward to the ride back uphill. I'm not looking forward to find out what happens to my inner legs.
Riding uphill on a horse is easier than downhill, because downhill you're just kind of fighting it. You're having to squeeze more and stuff like that, whereas uphill you're sitting more back in the
Squeeze,
saddle.
I'm just getting like, I'm just getting bent like.
The original Stretch Armstrong.
That's like.
Well, you didn't even have to try galloping or trotting.
I know what I wanted to too. I just wanted to like, like
just go for it.
Go for it, but cool. All right, should we say grace?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for this time with Eivin. I pray that you just bless them here and the Kilcher family and the Kilcher Homestead to an amazing summer. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I'm glad the sun came out for you today.
I know, this is amazing. I can actually see the tops of them this time.
You can, yeah.
I thought they were taller.
Yeah. Well, that's not surprising.
Because of the clouds. The clouds, you know.
How high do they go?
I don't know. No, I would have thought they were taller if I had been in the Rockies.
Yeah.
Like, get to know how mountains.
Yeah, no, they're not that tall. They're most of them are like somewhere between like 3,000 and 4,000 feet.
That's pretty tall.
It's pretty tall.
It's like Killington, it would sit at the foot of one of these. Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody from Vermont's gonna correct me on that and be like, no. Oh my goodness, those nettles are so good, huh?
They're so good.
All right, sandwich. Let's just go together so well. That kimchi, sprouts, the scenery, the company. What more can you ask for? I mean, you can ask for more, but you just be greedy. I think we're gonna be finished here with the adventure, and I'm gonna be heading down to see my folks next in Washington State, and then back to home after a couple days there with my dad and mom. But we want to do something new, some new adventure, you know, and I don't know, leave in the comments below, what do you think we should do next? 7-Day Island Survival Challenge somewhere, or just come up and go fishing again and have some homestead adventure?
Or build Moana's boat.
Go to Hawaii and build Moana's boat. 7-Day Island Survival Challenge. Moana.
You ever eaten horse? Me neither. Sometimes though on the homestead, my grandfather did. They did eat horse sometimes.
He had
an old one.
Hungry times or
I don't
old
think
one?
so much of a hungry times as much as an opportunity, you know, if you have an old one and, you know, you could just let it die or take advantage of the meat.
Yeah, before it gets too old or something.
Yeah.
You got one too many that you don't need, you can't ride it.
Yeah.
I can see going lame. You don't want to go lame around us. We'll put you down, put you on the menu. We came down to the cliff edge. Right there, we gotta get Eivin all set up with a slingshot. See if he can shoot that off of there. All right, so we stepped off. We'll start small, 25, 20 feet. I brought him our new clear hornet. Doesn't that look cool out here?
Yeah.
Because it's all
looks like ice.
It looks like ice.
Yeah.
We should name it, ice.
Ice.
Ice, baby.
This one is Kilcher's ice.
Kilcher's ice. That's right.
Ice. Zach actually gave me a slingshot a whole bunch of years ago, which I lost when we met like 7 years ago. So it's awesome to have another one.
And you've shot the wrist rocket before.
A lot of time on the wrist rocket. I feel pretty confident with the wrist rocket. I feel like I've made some successful shots, but I have not put enough time into this, so this is gonna be interesting to see how we do. Yeah.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what you're gonna wanna do, and as you're holding it like either this, or, you know, supporting it like that down there, or I hold it like this, you know, the big hands kind of like that. So you want this to be a straight line all the way back through your fingers where the grip is, so you're not tweaking it. Because if you tweak it, either way, you get it wrong. And this is straight running back.
Yeah.
And you're gonna bring it up and like that.
Yeah.
And then just line her up and let her rip.
All right.
So it's all yours.
All right. Interesting. So I've always...
I mean, you can. So the thing about drawing it like that, as opposed to turning it sideways, is you can always get really quickly vertically and
you're sideways like that?
Yeah, because when you're sideways, you can always sight straight down this, and then you're there, and then you just have to figure out how to raise and lower your shot. So. There, you see, you were directly in line.
Directly in line with it.
Now you just got to bring it up a touch.
Ooh. Right next to it.
Right in there?
Right in there.
Yay!
That felt good.
What was that? That was only like 5, 6?
Yeah.
Not very many.
Yeah, right through the side just a touch. But
Yeah, but yeah, center mass.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Ooh.
Just below it.
Just below it.
I thought maybe I could punch through it so hard that it would stay right there.
That'd be cool.
Nice. Nice. Can we see the beach from here?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, I wonder if we could see if we hit those out there.
Probably.
Little birds?
Yeah.
No, not the little birds. It's too bad there's not some cattails sticking off the edge of the, you know. You gotta like go down there and stick, what would be like a metal gong that would stay there, but not hang straight down. You need it to stay flat.
Yeah.
Like a plate of some,
down
but
there.
with the strings on both ends of it.
Or on pulling out in four different
just
ways.
Cut it with your torch and just, you know, so it's just the circle and a rod.
Yeah.
2 rods to hold it. Because that's what we do is the tournament. You just cut out like squirrel shapes and different shapes. You just hit them and ding.
I just went through the laundry and I had a bunch of 22 ammo in my pocket that
went through the laundry?
Yeah, that went through the laundry. He was like,
oh, you should save
I have
those
a bunch of bullets in the laundry. Save them.
Save them for shooting at them.
Oh, yeah, for slingshot, for just shooting.
See if I still got it. I'm gonna shoot a 22 bullet. There we go. Put the bullet right there. I can't even see it.
If I get down here, I can see it.
Yeah, you gotta find a stick to line up behind it, huh? I knocked it off of there?
Yeah, you did.
I did. I shot it off of there, but I didn't hit it rear end, I guess, or too directly. You know, they say if you throw a bullet in the fire, it reflects on your mother.
Did you ever read The Gunslinger? By,
Yeah. The Louis L'Amour?
No, The Gunslinger by Dark Tower series.
Oh, yeah, Stephen King.
Stephen King.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some good slingshot stuff in that book, in those books.
I got it!
You got
I got it!
Holy cow! I wonder if it shot down into the tree.
Oh my goodness!
That actually might be. It was right here.
It didn't really do anything.
It didn't really do anything. This is from getting hit by the balls.
Yeah.
Didn't really do anything.
No. Yeah, it doesn't have anything chamber holding it, so it just pops like a firework.
Yeah.
Too cool. Too cool. Just me and my trusty steed and Eivin out braving the Alaska, the last frontier.
Rivers winding round words in my head. Shivering pines say that summer is dead. Chest feels hollow and my hands are numb.
This is real better than 4-wheel drive.
Oh yeah.
Do my best to swallow all the things I've done.
All right, trot.
And when you get it, you skip every other bounce. the seat catches you and then pops you back up again. It's called posting. And a trot without posting is really uncomfortable because you're just going boom, 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 boom.
That's what was happening.
Yeah, but if you get the rhythm right, then the seat literally catches you and pops you right back up again.
That's why I felt like I was like trying to get that whatever is going on, but that was every time it was just coming up and smacking me.
Yeah.
So you gotta land in it when it's down.
Yeah.
And then it pushes you up.
And it pushes you back up. So when it pushes you up, just stand up and then fall back down. You actually kind of try to stand up.
I can't get it. It's gonna take a bit more practice.
Yeah.
I'm just like, the more I do it, the more I'm just like smack, smack, smack. I was doing better just bouncing like straight up and not even trying to.
Yeah.
What are you grumbling about? She said, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like having a sack of potatoes on the back. So when they built that, I remember that so distinctively because I was like off grid in the woods and I was like, oh, that's so great. I would give anything to have a big covered space to be able to put stuff underneath. And I was like watching and like, oh, that's so great how they did that. And I don't know, it just stuck out in my mind more than anything else. Well, that and Eivin's crossbow. All right, we are back at the barn, thank goodness. I just reached my limit of time on the saddle. Doing the pelvic openers here. I really don't need that. I don't know how that benefits me in the rest of life, but it definitely would make it easier to ride a horse if I could do that better. All right, now can we get off without falling? Stay. Get my other foot out. Don't move. Good. Good girl. Yes, you are. Who's a good girl? Yes, who's a good girl? Thank you for a fun time. Thank you.
Yep.
There you go.
Perfect.
All right, we did it. Woo! After leaving Alaska, I stopped off in Washington State to visit my folks for a couple days, grabbed a fancy coffee, threw a line in the water, and caught myself a nice little flounder. He turned out to be extremely tiny. So, after unhooking him and giving him a little look-see and a how do you do, we sent him back to spend the rest of his life in the water. We didn't catch anything all that significant, but for me, it was an awesome time, just spending time on the pier with my father, talking, and enjoying each other's company. After catching that first flounder, I did put the camfish cam on the line, and I had a great shot here of a flounder moving through. He didn't go after my bait, but the little hornfish was, and I ended up catching one of those as well. Then, all too soon, it was time to fly the rest of the way back to Maine and get to work on the Gyutakus. So if you watched the day 2 episode over on Eivin's channel and left that comment, we'll draw a winner for this Gyutaku as soon as I finish the eyeballs. I started out doing the eyeballs a little bit like how I did the stingray ones from our Florida adventure with Greg, and I just didn't like them. It made it look kind of cross-eyed. I haven't had to do a lot of fish eyeballs with the eyes both on the same side of the head, and so everything I kept trying just didn't look right. Made it look cross-eyed or soulless, and I wanted it to have a lot of heart, especially since we're going to be sending it home with one of you guys. In the end, I went with more of a regular eyeball, and after repainting the little shine spot several times so they didn't look cross-eyed, I finished it up and wrote the name of the fish on it. Yellow Soul. I know we said it was halibut, but after getting home and looking it up and seeing one of the comments from the first video, I realized that they're a little bit different. These are a little bit more round, whereas a halibut is a more diamond shape. And halibut also have a smooth skin, whereas the sole have a rough scale. So I'm just gonna have to get back out there to catch that giant halibut someday. To finish this up, I ironed it and scanned it, and we uploaded it as a cool t-shirt and other products that you can get over on Eivin's spread shop. Then I did something to make it a little more permanent and added some of this UV protectant, which was a little bit on the scary side, but it's supposed to make it last for a lot longer. And apparently I messed up the eyes when I ironed it a little bit, but it kind of looks really good. And it actually makes it look a little aged. Now, to draw our winners for this and for Eivin's wood burning. Our first random pick from the comments goes to King Andrew Stuff. Send us an email within a week and you'll get your Gyutaku and your wood burning from Eivin. And if we don't hear from you, we'll send it to our second place runner-up, Tyler Bird 4050. And even if you don't get shifted to first place, we'll send you a t-shirt, Tyler. But check out that link in the description below for the Home Power 3000, Makery's brand new power pack. They're giving one of these away, so you're going to want to be there for the release on the 15th. This is a lot of power, and I'm not sure what to do with it for the next video, so what do you think? We can't just build another tiny house. We got to do something new, bigger, better. With all this power, what do we do? Leave in the comments below if you got a good idea of what we should do with this on the next adventure. Well, I think that about does it for us. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to check out Eivin's channel, linked in the description below, and Eve's channel if you want to learn how to make this yummy kimchi and other cool things. Linked right down below. We'll see you guys in the next one. Fowler and Kilcher out. Just me and my trusted steed out here braving the wilds of Alaska. Oh yeah, and Eivin's with me back there.